All right, so as you know, I've been delving more into how to grow as a content creator. I've been looking at different verses and stuff I've made over time on my channel that people love and want to see more of. Apparently, people want to see more of God of War from me. So, I'm going to talk about something that's fascinating to me today in terms of God of War, and it's a fun argument and discussion I've had with multiple friends of mine who personally cannot stand the way Thor is being portrayed in God of War Ragnarok as the trailer was recently released. They just don't like the angle that it appears they're going for. By the way, I'm outside with it today recording. It's beautiful out. If you hear the birds chirping, my fault. But anyways, getting back to it. Smash the like button, by the way, for more God of War content and content like this in general. But they don't like the sloppy, fat, just greasy portrayal of this Thor. And today I'm kind of going to give a brief explanation and defense, or at least in my opinion what I find to be defensible about this version of Thor. So first thing I want to talk about is purpose, right? What's the purpose of Thor in this case? Thor is obviously going to be a major opposition to the boy Kratos himself. This was built up beautifully within the lore of the last game. In fact, I love the way it was done in the novel and in the accompanying guidebook with director notes and shit. Like, it was just amazing. Like, Thor, for one, we knew he's stupidly broken because he scrapped the world serpent and hit that bitch so hard it cracked the world tree and sent the serpent back in time, like completely displaced it, right? And Mjolnir, we know, is at least relative to the strongest weapons we've seen from Kratos, at least in terms of like his bladed weapons, his blade of chaos, which actually interesting for the blades, they can be argued above most of his weapons, right? If you want a video of me breaking down like elements of the lore and different things within the lore, let me know, comment down below and run the likes up, and just let me know what you want to see covered from the verse in general, because if y'all want to see it, I'm curious what you want to see. But getting back to Thor, right? He's being built up as a complete jackass before we even saw the release of what he'll look like. We already saw his sons. His sons look like Trailer Park Boys dipped in a cosmic pool, right? Like, they're just broken, they're strong. I mean, we know they're literally strong enough to lift a giant, I believe it's a giant, off their father, who no god could lift in the court except them. So they're they were stupidly strong and portrayed as like disgusting and vile, and that's their purpose. That's getting back to my point about purpose. Thor is supposed to be a vile, disgusting, just hateful god opposing Kratos in this story, right? This is an aging Kratos versus a Thor who clearly doesn't give a shit, like doesn't care about his own appearance, how he looks, all that, but has a hell of a reputation, right? Kratos was better put together at the beginning of the game. Like, he looked a little better put together, but still, he was living a simple life. He was kind of living weird, right? And he's kind of, in a way, the good reflection of Thor. Whereas Thor is someone who has beefed with gods, is one of the strongest in existence, but doesn't care what you think about him, right? And it's most likely a byproduct of his power and his status. They seem to abuse the shit of that, the shit out of it in this verse, right? Like, all the gods are just horrible. So this is possibly one of the most disgusting and vile villains we've seen Kratos face, and I'm personally all for that. And one of the big reasons I think behind it is, one, clearly Fat Thor and MCU popped. Like, for better or worse, it was talked about. It was hella trending. So anytime you remix the look of an original character, it's gonna buzz. For better or worse, good or bad, dislikes, likes, it's gonna buzz for a bit. No doubt they're going for buzz, but on a narrative level, I genuinely feel like they're just trying to make you not like Thor on purpose, and not in a bad way. Now, granted, that can backfire. Sometimes you make characters so unlikable that the audience just hates them regardless of their narrative purpose. Like, if their purpose is to be hated, that can be a great thing. I'll give you an example. One of my favorite manga of all time, probably my number one, Kingdom. There's a character, Hoken. You will hate him, okay? No matter what, you're going to hate him. Unless he's your favorite character, you're literally going to hate him, but in a great way. He's meant to be hated. In my opinion, Harry Potter, Snape was like that, right? I hated Snape. Snape was a jackass. I would have slapped the shit out of him if I went to school and he was my teacher. Like, the way he talks to people, disgusting. But he was meant to be hated, and in my opinion, was done in a great way. Thor is being, in my opinion, subjected to the same game plan that those other characters I just mentioned were subjected to, but it might not go over as well. At least on a superficial level, it seems like people just don't want to accept a Thor that looks that sloppy and stuff. They just don't want it. It is what it is, man. But in my opinion, I don't have a problem with the way he's currently being portrayed, because he was built up to be a jackass. He was built up to be like an uncaring, sloppy god that really does what he wants, swings his Mjolnir on anybody. Like, it is what it is. And he's out of control. His sons were big slobs. They did kind of look like, you know, kind of the big bodybuilder-esque type of build, but they were still, like, in the novel, it was obviously noted that they were ugly and repulsive, right? You take all those factors, you take everything we've heard about him, everything we've read about him in the novels and guidebooks, everything you saw on screen and in lore before you actually saw Thor. You saw his sons. You heard about his reputation. Why did you expect Thor to look good? Like, I don't get it. Like, bro, he was cursed. Like, this Thor is clearly going to be someone made to be repulsive. So I saw this coming, and I wasn't shocked, and I'm not mad at it, because I feel like this is going to be to serve a narrative purpose. He's similar to what his sons looked like. So that shouldn't be an issue. In terms of, do I think he'll be a great villain? That remains to be seen. At any given point, a game can flop, you know. God of War has been great so far, and the last one was amazing. So I'm hoping it's great. But in general, I do understand why they went with this look, the aesthetic of it. Like, I get what it's referring to narratively and all that. So I do actually approve of it. I don't have an issue with it, although a lot of my homies dislike it. So I want you guys to discuss it down below. Do you like the way Thor is being portrayed? Do you dislike it? I don't think the goal of the creators are for you to like Thor. I think you're meant to hate him. One of the ways to hate a character is a character that, like, defiles the image of one of your favorites. A lot of people love the character of Thor, either from mythology or Marvel or just the Marvel movies. It doesn't matter. People love Thor. Thor is very popular as a symbol. So to defile that with this disgusting portrayal of him, it could be a real big success, but it could flop. Obviously, it's getting hate now, but it remains to be seen. The game could be amazing. And Thor does have the potential. I will say this. He does have the potential to be an amazing villain in the God of War series. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think. You want to see more God of War content? Like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, all that. Spread my channel. We're close to 10K. Thank you guys for watching. It's been your boy YFV, and I will see y'all later. Peace.